Are you all? Hope you all are doing good and hope you all enjoyed your weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, with showers of rain. I hope you all might have enjoyed the weekend in little good manner, a little more because of the rain. So yeah, this was like first good rain of this season. So yeah, I and my daughter enjoyed splashing water and yeah, everything. So do let me know what are your rain memories. Okay, and today we have a special guest, special episode. You all might be knowing that today with us I have honor that on this platform of Know and Tell with Koshmosh will be joining Prince Manvendra Singh Gohil from Rajpipla, Gujarat. So Rajpipla is a state in Gujarat and he's crown prince of that Rajpipla. Okay, and he'll be joining us today. And before he joins, I'm sure most of you might be knowing about him, but still, let me tell you a little bit about him. That he is first royal to come up open as gay in the world. He is the only Indian who has been interviewed by Oprah 3 times, and he has been in the Kardashian show, as well as he is brand ambassador of AIDS government, which is main checking and so rather spreading, not allowing it to spread and curing AIDS, which they work on. And currently he is developing a community for LGBTQ, proper community for their welfare, for their education, for their support, everything. Okay, so this was a little about Manvendra Singh. He is a chairperson and co-founder of Lakshya Trust, which is dedicated towards empowerment of LGBTQ community, and the brand ambassador of AIDS Healthcare Foundation India Cares, which is world's oldest and largest non-profit organization for HIV testing and treatment. And yeah, currently, as I said, he's developing his dream project, a community for LGBTQ campus at his royal establishment for the social and financial empowerment. Okay, like me, okay, I am very nervous right now. But yeah, if you have any questions, please put down in the question session. I'll try and definitely ask to sir and have an answer. Alright, so I'm going to just invite him. Okay, I have invited him. Hello, sir.
Hello,
How are
yeah, how
you?
are you? Yeah,
Namaste.
you're looking so nice.
Oh, thank you so much. So are you, sir. Welcome to the show, Know and Tell with Koshmosh, and it's really an honor and with much respect, I welcome you to this show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Sir, first of all, congratulations for your wedding on 6th
Yeah,
July.
thank you. Yeah, actually, it wasn't my wedding; it was my wedding anniversary. But yeah, but you can take it as a wedding as
Okay, the
well.
newspaper said that you got married at the church. But yeah,
Yeah, I
nice
mean, I
way to
got married with
celebrate.
him 9 years ago. But yeah, it was our renewal of our vows. So that was the reason I we did this celebration in the Senate. In the like, it's like how you have the uh, secretariat in Gujarat, the Vidhan Sabha.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we renewed our vows in the Vidhan, kind of the Senate of Ohio State, in front of the government officers and senators and all.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. So I
Yeah,
guess every couple should do this, yeah, on the after some years, or they should renew their vows.
yeah,
Isn't that a romantic thing to do?
yeah. Because see, what happens is after many years of your wedding, you kind of forget that you're in a marriage. you know so it's important that you're renewing your vows. You are kind of think expressing about yourself. I mean, it should happen when we met in Jammu. That's a friend of. He's an author friend. We met in the Jammu Literature Festival. He's joined in.
That's sir. Yeah, yeah. A very nice author. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
interviewed him on my show.
Oh,
So first
wonderful.
of all, please say hi to all your friends who all are joining, and even I would like to thank you all for joining the live session on Sunday evening.
Yeah, it is Sunday morning for me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
For
anyway.
evening for us, but yeah, thank you all for joining, and definitely I'll try and read all your comments and questions in between. Even he'll try to read. We'll both will try to read in between our conversation.
Sure, sure,
Okay,
sure.
so I invited you like today, before today's session. The series which was going on my show was romance genre books authors interview series. So my
Ah,
favorite question for this series was always like, what does love and romance mean for you? So my question will be same to you because love means different to different people, especially royals. And I have read and heard that for you, love has a very different and weird definition. So we would like to know that first of all.
yeah, my definition of love is extremely different and very unusual, which I don't think anyone else has described love in that manner. So, for me, love can be compared to the size of a bathroom in someone's house. So, the smaller the love, the smaller the bathroom in someone's house is, the larger the love you will find in that house. And it is vice versa. So, like, whenever I go to anyone's home, I first check on the bathroom, like how big is the bathroom. And if it's a small bathroom, then I just love it. I said, wow, there'll be plenty of love in this. And if you come to my palace, you'll find a huge bathroom. It's so big you can perform a Bharatnatyam dance in that bathroom. It's that big. But if you have to find love, you have to actually take magnifying glass to find love there. There is absolutely no love in the palace. So yeah, so that's
uh,
my. Hi
Definitely a
Purnima. Purnima
weird.
has joined in from China. She's my sister who has written a beautiful book on like her coming out. I mean, not coming out as gay, but coming out as a empowered woman, a rainbow after
Oh
the
wow,
storm. Yeah, so it's a must. I
nice.
launched that book, and I also have a forward in that book, and I always encourage women like her and support women rights.
Definitely.
I always believe in supporting all those people who have been denied their basic rights, and I try to
Hmm.
encourage them. Yeah.
Hi Purnima, would love to go through your book because my show is always about authors, making people know about authors and the books. Yeah, definitely. Hi Rajesh, hi Rupal. I can see you have joined. Others, yeah, I'll be reading it later. Yeah, so definitely a very weird definition about love. But I'm sure next time when we go to someone's house, before like checking out which god they have in their temple, we'll be first asking them, "Where's your washroom?"
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, my next question is like, why are the firsts important? Okay, to note. First, why are the first important to note? As a royal, everything about you is being marked, taught, and corrected by the people who work for you since generations, since many years, right? So, were there any such thing which they noticed or they noted about you, or rather, when was the thing that you first? What was your first? When did you note it?
Okay. Yeah, my nephew has joined, Sushant Digvikar. Sushant is a very famous drag queen and gay artist, and I mean, he's a multi-talented personality. He was recently in US for the RuPaul Drag Race, and
Wonderful.
yeah, all very extremely proud of him. Thank you for joining in, and he's written, "Mama ji, you look dapper." He calls
Ah,
me he calls
really?
me Mama, so yeah, so
Yeah.
and he's my pampered
Just
bhanja.
notice this.
So
Yeah, this is something traditional which you're wearing. Does it have
I
something
kind of
similar?
I always wear traditional outfits, even in
Yeah,
US. I'm always
yeah.
dressed in Indian traditional wear,
Attire.
costumes and dresses. Unless I'm undercover, then I'm in Western dress. Otherwise, otherwise I'm
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Yeah, yeah. You
Jimmy.
remember that Jimmy, right? Right. So I
Yeah.
did do undercover on 2 occasions when I was traveling in public transport. I didn't want to get recognized, so I always I will dress in Western t-shirt, and though I find it very uncomfortable, but I do it because I want to be undercover. So yeah, anyway, so
Mm.
what was your question about? Yeah, first time for everything, right? So first time, yes, for me, first time when I realized I was different was when I was going through puberty. And I think that's the case with each one of us who are, like, when we are at that age, we are kind of exploring our sexual self. So but it was very difficult for me to know what was going through me, because there was no communication, absolutely no communication. Royal families, there we are, as I was telling you about love, when the natural love and affection is missing in our families. So there is no question of having communication with parents or with anyone as such. So I was raised by a nanny, so obviously I couldn't communicate with her because she wasn't that educated to understand these issues, and no exposure. We are always so much protected, like living in a cocooned atmosphere, that we have no chance of even talking to the outside world about our issues. So it just kind of, I was left in a complete state of confusion, no clarity about what I'm going through. And I just grew up thinking that it's maybe a passing phase in my life, or is it a disease, is it a disorder? Nothing. I had no clue. So, but that
Mm.
was my first.
Hmm. So, even the people who worked with you, they too, who raised you, they didn't notice anything.
See, there's something very interesting I want to tell you and the audience as well, that in India, even though homophobia is there, transphobia is there, bigotry, hypocrisy, but India is a country where homosocial behavior is accepted. And when I say
Yeah.
homosocial behavior, like, there'll be two guys together, two girls together in public and in private, that's allowed. But a boy and a girl together holding hands and doing anything together in public or even in private is not going to be allowed, or not going to be,
Yeah.
people are not comfortable. So see, for example, I had girlfriends in school. I could not visit their girlfriend's home unless the mother of the girl was at home. But if
Hmm.
I have a boyfriend, that boyfriend could come inside my bedroom and no questions asked. you know I can do anything with that boy in the bedroom. They will not be bothered because they'll say, oh, he's very safe, the boy is there in with him. So
Yes.
that kind of, not just in my case, so many friends I've heard, they want to play with their age group, and the mothers don't give permission to play with them with the opposite sex.
Opposite
You're
sex.
not
Yeah.
allowed.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're a boy, you can only play with a boy, and if you're a girl, you can only play with
Girl,
a
you
girl.
can
You
only play.
cannot play with the opposite sex, because
Hmm.
ours
Hmm.
is a homosocial accepting country. It is not a
Correct.
heterosocial accepting country like you come in Western. Like I come to US, I see boys and girls together. That's perfectly fine. Here, if a boy
Hmm.
holds
Hmm.
a girl's hand in public and walks, everyone will go to look at that boy and girl, that as if they've come from some heaven or somewhere else. you know so so
Yeah.
so that's why it
It is
doesn't give
still
a
a
chance to
taboo.
anyone to doubt about your behavior.
Correct, correct. So it is definitely male-female relationship till date is a taboo. Some may
Yeah,
speak open, some may not, but
not, yeah,
it is still a taboo. Even though you are normal friends or
yeah.
yeah, so it is still a taboo. You are very right.
I
Homosexual.
want to give an example. Me and my husband,
Hmm,
that time he was living
hmm,
in India. We have been living together in the same apartment for 6 years. One day, my
right.
my husband's sister decided to come from US to India and to stay with us. And the whole building and neighbors and everyone is talking, my God, look at that girl. She's going and staying with these two bachelors home. And God knows what is she? Is she a prostitute? What is she doing with them? And all those kind of questions started coming up. Just because she's a girl and I am
Just
a
like-
she's
correct.
I am a male and she's a female, so everyone
Female.
just starts. But if we two are staying together, nobody's bothered to know what we are doing with each other.
Ah, it's
So
normal.
that is the society India comes from.
Correct. And sir, other thing is like when it comes to the sex part, we even like lower our voice when speaking about speaking that word. So,
Hmm.
but when it comes, they see two like male and female together, their first thought will be about sex only. The thoughts are very loud, but when they speak about it, it's a very whispering voice they use. So yeah, they don't care what two boys or two girls are doing it, but yeah, even if they are just friends, people with first thought will be they might be having sex. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. The next question. So, when was the moment when everything came like sorted, sort of crystallized to you for you, and that feeling at that time when everything was very crystal clear to you about yourself?
Yeah, it happened very much late in my life. And in fact, I had to go through a wedding because it was my own choice, getting married to a girl, getting divorced from her. And then I set out on this exploration. For that, I had to break a lot of royal protocols, barriers. And then finally, when I was 30 years old, girls are branded loose character. Yeah, yeah. The Nina, my
Yeah,
friend
Nina.
Nina Singh is saying girls are branded loose
Yeah,
character if with Tamil. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way
absolutely.
India's culture is. So yeah, so I came to terms with my sexuality as late as 30 years. When I was
Great.
30, that's when I came across Shok, who was the India's first gay activist, first person to come
Mhm.
out openly as gay in India. And
Mhm.
he made me feel comfortable with my sexuality and kind of made me realize that there are millions of people like us. And instead of having the guilt feeling, he made me feel proud of myself. uh, and he kind of exposed me to a lot of people, because that time he had started Hamsafar Trust, the first organization in India to have started working for the homosexual and transgender population. So
Okay.
I got to meet so many people like me, and like when you meet like-minded people, then you get confidence that yeah, there are other
Confident.
people also like you. There are others who have gone through the whole struggle and finding out, coming to the state of clarity. So it definitely took a long time, but now when I see the young generation, I see them coming to terms with their sexuality very early in life, because those days there was no communication. I mean, there was no, so we didn't have a mobile phone also. We had only landline then. And there
Yeah.
was no social media, no internet, nothing. So there was no chance of communication as it is now.
Agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The right now, you get to know, you can research, you can read everything, you can
Yeah,
communicate very easily. So yeah, and it can be even if you want to keep it secretive, your communication it can be done. Like you
right,
don't
right.
need to put it in the public or anything. Yeah, like
Yeah,
mental depression, anxiety. If you want to talk to a therapist, it's just between you and your therapist. No other person need to know about it even that you are going through therapy or something. Yeah.
definitely.
So, okay, my next question, like, what kind of things you went through when you began to acknowledge your gender identity? Like you said, that person made you feel comfortable,
Hmm.
but there might be some things which you went through.
Yeah, because see, our society always makes you think that you're doing something wrong. They
Hmm.
always, I mean, even though homosexuality, homosocial behavior is accepted, but when it comes to labeling as gay or lesbian or trans, that is seen as something that you committed a sin in the eyes, in their eyes, in the eyes of the society. And
Okay.
yeah, so and then as a truth, sex is a taboo in our country. We don't like talk about sex much.
Exactly.
And yeah, and then we are always labeled as sex people who are only after sex. That is another
Huh.
label which we have been given. I mean, people don't understand that we are not sex objects. We are like any other human beings. Like if you are attracted toward a male, I am also attracted towards a male, but not from a sexual point of view. It is a preference. It's a orientation. So, having said that, it's like that guilt feeling remains with a lot of us, and that's one of the reasons why we don't wish to come out of the closet. First of all, to even to accept yourself is it takes a long time. Many people,
It
I know
takes a
so many
long.
people who are not even ready to accept that they are gay, because they are
Huh.
scared that if they accept themselves, then that self-acceptance is going to come out in some form to some person, and then it
Hmm.
will ruin your life. So coming out of that whole feeling of guilt itself takes a long time.
Yeah, so sex, people label you as a sex objects, but then
Yeah,
sex is part of any relationship, isn't it? Like
exactly.
even
Yeah,
male, female, it is a part of relationship.
even religious leaders, if they reach, they renounce the world, and they also cannot get detached from
Yeah,
sex. So then we are householders, we are not renounced,
we
we
are
are part
normal
of
people.
living this materialistic world. So it's something,
Correct.
it is a biological need of every living thing,
Hmm.
not just
Yeah,
human beings but animals, everyone
even
needs. So
animals.
yeah, so we have to accept the fact. And then especially when I say about India, when I am in America, I talk to Americans. I said I'm proud of India, and proud of being Indian, and proud of being of India's rich cultural heritage, and especially I'm proud that India is the land of Kama Sutra. you
Okay.
know, the land of Kama Sutra, which is the world's oldest sex
Ah,
encyclopedia, where
yeah,
imagine 500 years, even before Jesus Christ was born, we were openly talking about sex. And now in
yeah, exactly.
2022, we are not even willing to talk about sex. So where have we
Correct.
gone? We have gone totally in reverse,
Backwards. Yeah,
backwards, totally backwards, which
yeah,
means that
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I doubt whether Indians are really proud to be Indians, or are they really proud to be proud of their rich cultural heritage, or we do not want to even acknowledge the fact that this was existing in our culture. It
In our
can be
country.
either ways. So I
Yeah,
have a doubt on Indians, but that is the case. I mean, Kama Sutra is more popular outside of India than in India.
here we cannot even speak about it. If you
Exactly.
speak, there will be like four eyes popping at you. That what is she speaking?
Yeah,
Especially female.
even schools are not allowing. Parents have problems. Teachers have. I mean, I have studied
Everyone.
in the. I'll give you example. I have studied in the one of the best schools of Bombay, called the Bombay Scottish School. Okay. Now, when we had a biology class and our teacher was talking to us about the human reproductive system, you know what she used to talk? She used to talk about the secondary sexual characteristics of zebras and lions.
Oh,
And I was to one thing to myself, why is she talking about that? I don't want to have sex with a zebra. I don't want to have sex with a lion. Why are they
exactly.
talking about sexual characteristics? Why can't they talk about human beings?
Human beings. Yeah,
And the topic is human reproductive system. You're not learning about zebra's reproductive system. So, but
correct,
that is
correct.
that is the conservative behavior of Indians. They don't want to talk about sex, even though they know it exists, but they think it is a taboo, and it should not be spoken about. That's the Indian
Yeah,
mentality. Yeah.
they want to have it, but they don't want to speak about it.
They want to do, they want to have sex, but they don't want to
They don't want to speak
they want to
about
know
it.
about. Yeah.
And when you mentioned Kama Sutra, I have read somewhere that Kama Sutra, the third or the fourth chapter of it mentions about same sex like
Yeah, yeah,
intercourse.
yeah. Yeah. Hi,
It
Yogesh.
does
Yogesh.
mention.
Yogesh is a very old friend of mine. He was in the
Okay.
media. He was in Times of India. Now I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, he's a dear
Hi.
friend of mine. And Nina Singh has also mentioned about Kinnars, the trans community, the Hijra community being mentioned in our old scriptures. But then yet people are not accepting them. People are humiliating them. They were given such a place of respect. I mean, I come from a royal family, which we have a 600 years of a history behind our
Done.
dynasty. We have evidence that the Kinnar community, the Hijra community, was given a place of respect in our royal
Exactly.
court. Even today, I visited the one very old Hijra Gharana in Surat, and I was given
Hmm.
so much of respect. That Gharana is 800 years old, in Surat, and they gave me so much of respect. They said it's because of you that we got patronized and given a place of respect in the society. But today, people are humiliating with us. People disregard us. People are violating our human rights for
Correct.
no fault
Correct.
of theirs.
Correct.
So India has gone in reverse. India is
Yeah.
definitely not progressing. India has gone in reverse. We are
Reverse.
forgetting our culture. We are forgetting our heritage. And I don't think Indians are proud to be Indians. I think
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting a feeling that if Indian has to be proud of Indian, we have to be proud of our culture and not be proud of British culture, which
correct,
and
correct.
Western culture. You know, we are proud of the wrong things. We should be proud of
Yeah.
our culture and not proud of other countries' cultures.
Rather, we should not be ashamed of our culture of or things which India has. I'll put it in other words. Rather than being not being proud, we are much of ashamed of few things like,
Exactly.
oh, this kind of dressing, oh, this kind of Kama Sutra, this kind of everything. We are little ashamed of our Indian things. That's what I
See,
feel.
I want to give today's example. You look so beautiful in this Indian dress. You know,
Thank
if
you.
you would have come in t-shirt and pant, I wouldn't have complimented you. But you look, why can't Indians dress in Indian dress, and why do we have to dress in Western clothes? I mean, just because Britishers came and colonized us, that doesn't mean that we have to be dressed in their dresses. You know, shirt and pant
Correct.
is not Indian. It is Western
It
culture.
is Western. Yeah.
Why do we feel shy of dressing up in Indian dresses? I don't understand.
Correct. Why we should not be ashamed. If we like it, that's different thing.
Yeah.
Their dressing or their something, that is different thing. But at the same time, we should not be ashamed of our Indian things.
You
Yeah.
know, there are certain clubs in India where still it is compulsory to wear the three-piece suit, shirt, coat, tie, and all that. I
Hmm.
refused to go to those clubs. I said no, I'm not going to
Yeah.
that. That like recently I was in Chennai, and there's a Madras club is there, which was started by the British. They say if you want to come to that club, they told me, oh, that you should visit that club. It has got very good food, and you'll enjoy the food, the club, and everything. But the condition is that you cannot come in Indian dress. You have to come in the Western dress. I said nothing doing. I don't care if the food is good or bad. I'm not going to
Yeah.
that club because that club is not giving respect to Indian
Correct.
dress. Why do we
Correct.
promote British dress when we are not slaves of British anymore? We are an independent
Hmm.
democratic republic country. We
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
respect our dress. If they are insisting on wearing Western dress, then God bless them. I'm not
God,
interested in going to that
God bless him.
Madras club to to just wear to show that I want to go there because I can wear the Western clothes and go.
Correct. 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 Okay, so we were talking about mythology or ancient times. So I wanted to share something with you that I don't know why collective Indian psychic has gone down upon homosexuality, because mythological traditions and spiritual consciousness have always accommodated it and not eugolized. Our Indian mythology, like Mahabharat, Ramayana, Khajuraho temple, everything they mention and they glorify homosexuals. That is not for titillating purpose, but it is to describe with a definite sense of nonchalance that this very phenomenon was never considered as taboo or abnormality. That was considered very normal thing in the earlier times. So homosexuality is rooted in the framework of Indian mythology and is part and parcel of our Oriental spiritual consciousness. So, okay, I think we have talked about it, but still, your take on it would be like we are going downwards, right?
Hmm.
This was their right. They were very much respected. In fact, queens had their, kind of bodyguard,
Yeah.
kinner. Yeah, they
We
used
have
to have.
evidence. We have evidence of that. Like and people who say that against them, I said I have got evidence of 600-year-old heritage with us, so nobody can challenge that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me answer your question. So basically, it was the Britishers who started the downfall of our community. And
Hmm.
my cousin Shalini has also joined. Thank you, Shalini, for joining.
Hey,
So
Shalini.
yeah. So basically, when it's a little long, but I'll try to brief it up. In 1857, the Indian Mutiny happened, where the first time the Britishers felt threatened by the Indians, and that time Queen Victoria was the Empress of India, and she sent her spies to find out that who are the influential people for because of whom India has become so powerful. Indians have become so powerful that they have attacked. They have started revolting, and they got two communities. One was the Hijra community, and the second was the female sex workers, the prostitutes, and both were legal in those days. So in
Yeah.
order to, yeah, and I don't know how many people know, but the Hijra community has actually fought the war of independence. They have
Yeah.
sacrificed their lives. They were in the army of Bahadur Shah Zafar, and they have fought against the Britishers, and they've given up their
Wonderful.
lives.
Wow.
Just imagine, yeah, we nowadays we honor freedom fighters and all, and why don't we honor the
You
transgenders?
don't
Why
know
don't we
this.
honor the
Correct.
Hijra community who has given up their lives for fighting against the Britishers? Nobody even
Yeah.
talks about it. You know,
No one knows.
it's
I
exactly,
didn't know this.
nobody talks about it. Is there in history, but then see, the Britishers purposely changed the history. Lord Macaulay, who was appointed by the British Crown, he changed the
Hmm.
history because he didn't want the Indians to learn the right information. They wanted the Indians to learn what they wanted them to learn. You
Correct.
know,
Correct.
so but it is a fact that Hijras have fought, and Queen Victoria brought this law, Article 377 of the Indian Penal Code, in a way that it criminalized the transgender community, and it criminalized the female sex workers because she didn't want that Indians should revolt against the Britishers. So
Hmm.
that was the first starting. But what I don't understand is India got independent in 1947. We got rid of the Britishers, and we were no longer slaves of British. Then why did we continue a law which was enacted by the British? Why can't we have a law based on Kama Sutra? I don't understand. You
Hmm.
know, when our religious scriptures and texts are openly mentioning about kinders and hijras and
Exactly.
everything, why
Exactly.
can't we have a law based on Kama Sutra? Why do we have to have a law which was made by the British and still continue it in the independent India? Which means that we were not independent. we are
Yeah, we
still
still want to
depending
be
on
slaves.
we are still depending on British made laws,
Correct.
and we had to fight for it. We the LGBT community had to knock the doors of the court and remind them that look, our Indian constitution, which is the best constitution of the world, has given fundamental rights to each and every citizen of this country, which is right to equality, right to privacy, right to live with dignity and respect, and right not to be discriminated, which is given equal irrespective of their race, religion, creed, caste, and sexuality. And it
Hmm.
took 20 years for the court to realize that these rights were denied to the Indian citizens, and therefore we don't
Yes.
sell. I never used to celebrate 15th August as Independence Day. I said the day we get freedom, I'll celebrate. And 6th September 2018 was when
Hmm.
our independence came. we were
Hmm.
we were restored those rights. And one of
Hmm.
the judge of the Supreme Court also mentioned, I'm forgetting her name, she was a lady judge. She mentioned that in the judgment that the country owes an apology to the LGBT community.
Wait.
For the
Wait.
country
Wait.
owes an apology. Yes, this is there is a judgment of the Supreme Court that the country owes an apology to the LGBT community and all the discrimination which they have faced right since 1947 till now. The country should apologize to the LGBT
Wow.
community.
So
That
that
was
was
the
a win for you.
strong words. Yeah, exactly. So we have been, see, for no fault of ours, our human rights are getting violated.
Correct.
Why?
Correct.
Just because we love a man, I love a man, and if it's a woman, that woman loves a woman, is that a crime?
Yeah.
To love somebody,
No.
that means
Yeah, that's
that
not a
means the
crime.
government that means the government decides whom you want to love and whom you do not want to love. And government
Correct.
wants to go into our bedrooms to see what we do in the bedroom, in spite
Wow.
of the fact that we are consenting with each other and we are adults to take
Yeah.
decisions of what we want to do in our bedroom is our life. How
Right to
can the
privacy.
government interfere into that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Government
that
can
is,
touch.
yeah. So now we are legal. We are not criminal in the eyes of law, but we have to fight for it. Unless you fight, nothing happens in this country.
Nothing
You have
happens.
to fight for
Correct.
fight for justice, and that's what I'm doing. I'm
Correct.
fighting with hypocrisy. I'm fighting against homophobia, bigotry. we have to fight, and I am a warrior. I will fight. My
Yeah, that's
ancestors.
why you apply this tilak.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. My ancestors have been fighting for 600 years. So I'll also fight, and I will
um,
fight for justice, and I will fight for right.
correct. May you win. So it shows that Indians still don't want to come out of that slavery.
Exactly.
If we like Western culture so much, their dressing, their food, everything, uh, in Western culture, this everything is very normal. Boy, girl. Why can't we accept that too? Why don't
Exactly.
we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I say. If you are accepting that culture, then you should also try and accept their good things about them. Why are we only accepting the negative things about them?
Yeah.
Everything should be shared.
Everything, correct, good, bad, everything should be accepted. Yeah.
Exactly.
With this, it reminds me of a temple, one temple in southern Tamil Nadu, which celebrates transgenders. You said that freedom fighters, there were transgenders or the Hijra community, which are not mentioned. In the similar way, Mahabharat mentioned one Aravan Karke, who was into that community,
Yeah.
who sacrificed himself, and before dying, he married avatar of Lord Vishnu,
Hmm.
Mohini. So in South, Kuvagam,
Kuvagam. Yeah.
K-O-V-G-A-M. Yeah, there
I.
is a temple. Yeah, in the northern Tamil Nadu, which celebrates this community. So
Yes.
every year they get these LGBT people go there and get married, and next day they untie their Mangal Sutra and cry over
Hmm.
the death of Ravan. So this is
Yes.
also we teach our children Mahabharata and Ramayana, but do we mention this incident? How many of us dare to mention this incident to the
Exactly.
child?
Yeah. See, another thing which I'm trying to do in India is I'm trying to change the education system to include
Wonderful.
our issues. Yeah, and I would like to quote Justice Anand Venkatesh of the Madras High Court,
Okay.
who made this very important decision last year in the month of June. It was a gift
Hmm.
of the Pride Month to the LGBT community, where he was listening to this case, which was being filed by a petition filed by a lesbian couple. And he made it a point to, because the lesbian couple was being harassed by their parents and the police. So he
Hmm.
made it a point to meet the LGBT community and also to meet some mental health practitioners. And the decision which he took was that all education institutions in India should include the issues of the LGBTQI plus in their textbooks and their curriculum, which is
Oh,
a very
wonderful.
important
Bold
point
move.
which he made. I mean,
Exactly.
imagine if a justice of a high court can and take this decision, then I
Hmm.
can't see why other people cannot respect our judicial
Exactly.
system. I mean, he's not an
Exactly.
ordinary person. He's a
Yeah.
judge, the justice of the head of the Madras High Court, and if he can realize that justice has been denied to us, then I
Why
think
can't others?
people should respect him. People should apply that. So that's why I'm trying and working with the education ministry. In fact, just before coming to
Wonderful.
US, I met the education minister of our state, and I met some vice chancellors of universities and all, where I'm trying to see how we could include these issues, because they're very important issues. Indians should know about our rich cultural heritage. Indians should know what sacrifices people have
Yeah.
made in the past, for which today we are enjoying that the freedom.
Freedom.
So that is very important, because unless and until because I tell that I don't blame the people who are against us or who are homophobic. I
Hmm.
blame
Hmm.
their ignorance. I blame their
Hmm.
education system, which doesn't teach you the right things. We
Hmm.
are all, and we get to know all these things from outside people, that, oh, this is illegal, this is unnatural, this is immoral, against the order of nature. So there's a lot of things. There is a judge who said that his wife would go and learn about the LGBT before. Yeah, that's the same judge I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so that's what. So, but even I was reading some comments coming by somebody that even USA is not, nonetheless, US also, there are anti-LGBT laws in the process of getting passed. So I'm working on that as well, because for
Wonderful.
me, Kosha, even though I'm Indian and I'm proud of Indian cultural heritage, everything, but I like to work in other regions as well. Wherever there's injustice in any part of the world, I like to work for that. So currently I'm working
Wonderful.
on, yeah, I'm currently working on like in America to see when recently abortion was made illegal in America, which many people have are against it. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
that uh, see the every female has a right on her body. How can the government decide whether to make abortion legal or illegal? You have to take the call. You know, if you don't want to uh, uh, produce the child, it is your right. You know, why should
My
the
God,
government
yeah.
interfere and say that no, your abortion should not be done? It's up to you. You know, yeah, don't say gay bill. Yeah, that's another thing. Don't say gay bill is there in Florida. In fact, I'm in Florida just now. I'm also working on that also because my point of time, my principle of the life, my life is justice should prevail and
Correct.
equality should be there. You know, so that is important. That
Okay.
whether it is America, whether it is India, I need justice.
Just
Yeah,
wonderful.
in whatever form it is available. So I'm working
Mhm.
on that as well in US.
Nice. Nice. That's a proud thing to do. Yeah, wonderful. As an Indian, you should not only think about Indian, you should think world as a family. Wonderful.
I met
Yeah.
the Attorney General of Ohio State last week, and I was telling
Wow.
him that I'm no, I'm not in Orlando. I'm in Fort Lauderdale just now. Somebody's asking me where am I in Florida. So I met the Attorney General and I told him I'm Indian and I'm proud that we have a language called Sanskrit in India, which is the world one of the world's oldest languages. And in Sanskrit language, there is a word called vasudheva kutumbakam,
Kutumbakam.
which
Yeah.
means the whole world is one family.
Family.
Yeah, my cousin Maharaja of Chotaudipur has also joined in. Thank you,
Oh,
Bhai, for joining. Yeah. So I told them that like for me, whole world is one family, and I would definitely like to see how I would get benefits for the Americans.
hmm.
Being Indian, I would like to work for America, work for India. I would like to work for the whole world because we have to collectively fight out issues
Correct.
because they're
Correct.
all global issues. I mean, now COVID hit us all. It was not just Indian; it was hit the entire
Yeah.
world. The whole world needs to come together to fight COVID.
Yes.
Similarly, issues like homophobia, hypocrisy, the issues of HIV/AIDS, or if it's environmental issues, we need to come together as one world,
Yeah.
and then we will be able to fight out these issues better. So the
Do
Attorney
something.
General,
Yeah.
he appreciated that this idea of mine,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said yes, I
Definitely.
would definitely like to work for the whole world and not just India.
Mm. So you proved that we all are humans first, and
Yes,
then we belong to different sex, religion, caste, country, whatever. Yeah.
exactly.
With this, another issue comes to my mind that you say that during puberty you came to know about the changes in your body, or about you realize something different about you. So there are many children who are bullied at school and
Mm,
college level at that age, and bullied
yeah.
to the some survive, some go to the suicidal side
Mm.
also, and some survive and come out, and they they accept themselves. So can we include like something which you said you already talked with the government, that to include along with sex education they should include this too in the education system?
Yeah. See, not just education. I'm working with some schools in India, and I'm also working with some schools in USA. What we need is a counselor. Each
Hmm.
and every school should have a counselor, because we have, see, that is a time when we are like there's somebody saying Hindi या गुजराती में बोलो. So yeah, let me tell in Hindi. मैं हिंदी
Okay.
में बात करूंगा कि
कोई बात नहीं।
हर एक स्कूल में एक काउंसलर की जरूरत है, क्योंकि हमको कई बार हमारे कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है, हम किसको प्रॉब्लम जाके बोलेंगे? माँ बाप हमारे प्रॉब्लम सुनने को तैयार नहीं है अगर वो सेक्सुअल रिलेटेड है। टीचर्स का तो मैंने उदाहरण दे ही दिया पहले। तो अगर ऐसा एक हर एक स्कूल में अगर एक काउंसलर हो, और मैं एक बहुत अच्छी स्कूल का उदाहरण देना चाहूंगा। टैगोर इंटरनेशनल स्कूल है दिल्ली में, बहुत अच्छी स्कूल है, बहुत प्रोग्रेसिव स्कूल है। मैं उस स्कूल में जा चुका हूँ और मैं वहां पे मैंने काम भी किया है। इतनी प्रोग्रेसिव स्कूल है कि उनके जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उनके जो विद्यार्थी हैं, वो आज ट्रेनर्स हैं। वो दूसरे स्कूलों में जाके
Wow.
और ट्रेन करते हैं दूसरे स्टूडेंट्स को, दूसरे उनके फैकल्टी
Wow.
को सेक्स, जेंडर और सेक्सुअलिटी के ऊपर। तो अगर टैगोर
Wow.
इंटरनेशनल स्कूल कर सकती है ऐसा दिल्ली में, तो दूसरी स्कूल क्यों नहीं कर सकती?
Yeah, exactly.
इट्स अ सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन। तो
Yeah, of course.
अगर अगर मान लो मेरे स्कूल में काउंसलर होता, तो आज मैं एक लड़की के साथ शादी करके उसकी लाइफ नहीं बिगाड़ता।
Right.
यू नो, अगर मुझे कोई सुनने वाला होता तो। और मैंने तो स्कूल स्कूल को ये भी बोला है कि हम लोगों को एम्प्लॉय करो, एज
Hmm.
कम्युनिटी काउंसिल। उसमें दो
Hmm.
फायदा
Hmm.
होगा। वी विल गेट जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज, हमको एम्पावरमेंट मिलेगा, और स्कूल को भी फायदा होगा क्योंकि स्कूल को जस्टिस मिलेगा, न्याय मिलेगा।
Correct.
अगर हम
Correct.
लोग अगर काउंसलर की नौकरी करेंगे, तो वी विल बी एबल टू गिव मोर जस्टिस टू द स्टूडेंट्स
More
देन
justice.
एनीवन, बिकॉज वी
Yeah.
अंडरस्टैंड आवर ओन इश्यूज ना। हमारे ऊपर तो
Exactly.
ये बीती हुई है।
Exactly.
वी हैव गॉन थ्रू दिस स्ट्रगल, सो वी विल
Yeah.
अंडरस्टैंड आवर इश्यूज मच बेटर देन एनी अदर काउंसलर
Better.
कैन।
Yeah, 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 yeah.
तो ये
And
मैं
even
इसके
the
ऊपर मैं वर्क
bullying
कर रहा
is.
हूँ। एंड
Mhm.
मतलब बहुत बुलिंग हो रहा है लोग अभी। मतलब 3 साल पहले मुझे, आई मेट अ मदर whose son, 7-year old son, or not 7, 9-year old son came out to the mother as gay. Mother accepted him as gay, but because he was bullied so much in school that ultimately he committed suicide and killed himself.
Oh,
सी, ये
bad.
चीज तो सामने आई है, बट कितने स्टूडेंट्स सुसाइड कमिट करते हैं, वी डोंट नो उनका क्या कारण है। वी हैव एब्सोल्युटली नो क्लू अबाउट देयर रीजन। ये तो बात
Correct.
मेरे, आई मेट द मदर ऑल्सो। मैं मदर को
Okay.
मिला, आई टोल्ड हर आई सपोर्ट यू फॉर हर एक चीज का। हाँ, सोल्यूशन बात करने से ही होता है, सही बात है। इसलिए तो आई हैव कम आउट, आई ब्रो, मैं मेरा माय
Hi,
होल पर्पस
Vikas.
ऑफ कमिंग आउट, माय होल पर्पस ऑफ कमिंग आउट वाज आई वांटेड टू ब्रेक द साइलेंस। चुप्पी तोड़, उसको हिंदी में कहते हैं चुप्पी तोड़। वी हैव टू
Yeah.
ब्रेक द साइलेंस, वी हैव टू टॉक अबाउट इट। हम बात करेंगे तो ही सोल्यूशन आएगा, सही बात है।
Exactly. So Vikas is a friend, and he has, during his internship of mass communication, he has made a documentary on you, coming to your palace,
ओ इज इट?
singing
अच्छा
of.
अच्छा, ओ आई एम सो
Yeah.
सॉरी। मुझे मुझे
Yeah.
मुझे ध्यान नहीं था। थैंक्स फॉर
Super.
रिकलेक्टिंग।
Yeah.
हाँ, तो
Okay.
ये
Yeah.
चीज है,
So
मीन्स। और हम कितना सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, मीन्स। एंड स्कूल इज द सोर्स, स्कूल स्कूल
exactly.
से ही सब शुरुआत होती है कंफ्यूजन की, बिकॉज दैट इज द एज व्हेन वी आर, हमको कोई बताने वाला नहीं है, कि सही क्या है, गलत क्या है।
Hmm.
एंड इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू गेट दिस काउंसलिंग, काउंसलर्स, देयर एजुकेशन सिस्टम में बदलाव लाना चाहिए। ये सब करने से वी इमेजिन वी विल बी एबल टू सेव सो मेनी लाइव्स, because of people committing suicide। and कितने
Exactly.
लोग को हम we can save lives, we can save lives of people who we are forced to get married to, मतलब हम
Huh.
the like
Forcibly.
या हमारी जबरदस्ती शादी करवाई जाती है। We don't want to spoil a girl's life, so we are forced to get married, and then imagine whose life we are trying to save. Everyone's life is getting ruined because of
Everyone. Yeah.
not understanding.
And
Yeah,
life, rather than saving life, life will become easy and smooth. If
exactly.
there is no fear of accepting yourself for
Yes, yes,
coming out, so life will become
exactly.
little smooth to live. Yeah.
Right, right.
Wonderful initiative, sir. Salute to you for doing all the work for everyone, and not only being selfish and thinking about your own country, but you're thinking about the entire world. And no age bar even. You are doing it for everyone, right from children till. And you went to the base, yeah. You know that education can change. Education
Yeah,
is the root foundation. So you went to that foundation. Wonderful.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. Okay, so when we talk about children, okay, this is one part that counselors should be there. It should be there. But should children read LGBTQ books? Because my show is related to literature. These questions tend to pop in, even though I try not to put in. But yeah, LGBTQ books, should they read
Yeah,
or not?
yeah. See, it should be phased out at every level. So there is an age for everything to learn about.
Yeah,
Like I give you example of Tagore International. I was really impressed by the facts that, for every age group they have a different education learning process, and then they teach them in a very beautiful way, like with the help of cartoons and with help of figures, and with the younger children. I mean, I recommend you should visit that school whenever you get a chance to go to Delhi, to get an
Definitely.
idea के मतलब seeing is believing. मैं अगर अभी बोल रहा हूँ, पर अगर आप वहाँ जाके और खुद एक्सपीरियंस करेंगे तो you will have an idea कि वो किस तरह से बच्चों को वो लोग पढ़ा रहे हैं, and then they are that progressiveness is coming. So definitely and like I was in Hong Kong 3 years back, and there was a beautiful penguin, penguin publication.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yes,
came out
yes,
with
yes,
this. Yeah, they
definitely.
came out with this
Yeah.
beautiful, book, which I promoted, which is about talking to stories about, in forms of stories. Children understand some language, they won't understand you tell them fairy tales or something that excites them. So, I promoted that book when I went to Hong Kong.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Penguin is a huge name in the publication
Yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And
So, okay.
just to give you a coincidence, penguins are also homosexual. So there,
Yeah.
yeah, there is same sex
Oh,
happening. Yeah, there is same sex is happening in penguins. It has been scientifically proved also.
really? Oh,
There are some animal species in which homosexuality is found. This is not just in human beings. It is found in penguins, monkeys, seahorses, dogs, donkeys. There's cows also. So there is homosexuality everywhere. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ human beings में ही है. सब living beings में है.
cow तो हम लोग गॉड मानते हैं ना, तो वी शुड एक्सेप्ट दिस काउज आर आल्सो होमोसेक्सुअल, सो
Hey, मैंने खुद ने देखा है. My own cow was lesbian. I had a cow. She was only interested in the girl. She was not interested in the bull. So yeah.
okay, so this is something new and very interesting that cow
Plant,
को
yeah,
तो हम भगवान
these
की
are
तरह
saying
पूछते हैं.
plants too. Yeah, see, any living thing has their needs, their biological needs. Who are we to judge them कि ये नहीं सही है, रोज नहीं सही है? It is up to us. हमारी लाइफ है, हमारा जीवन. हम किसी का हम खराब तो नहीं विचारते हैं, हम किसी का बुरा नहीं चाहते हैं. तो हमको क्यों नहीं शांति से जीने देते हैं लोग? ये मेरा प्रश्न है.
It goes for everyone, sir, not only for LGBTQ community. It goes for every human. मुझे
Hmm.
जो सही लगता है, let me live my life my way. Why someone should
Exactly.
interfere?
वही चीज है.
Okay, so we are talking about literature. So, how do you think that literature will help this LGBTQ community, or rather, how literature will help other people to give them or like make an environment which is accommodating for them?
See, yeah, literature and plays a very important role. It's a very good tool for communication, and more people should write about our issues. The serious issues should come out. Like I talk about Bollywood also, that that instead of doing the we have to break the stereotypes. That's
Hmm.
important,
Hmm.
and it is
Hmm.
through literature. It is through books that I have promoted a lot of books which have been written on our issues. And I have seen that people, when they read these books, they relate to it, they relate to their stories, and they get inspired from what is written in the books. So, like biographies, मेरी भी biography अब बाहर आ रही है very very soon. It's being written by the
Okay.
journalist who interviewed the journalist who made me famous. I would say, from Divya Bhaskar, she wrote my first coming out story. She's coming out
Short
with my
story.
biography.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chirantana, her name is Chirantana. Some of you would know her. So
Yeah.
because this is the literature which will give a important message. It is just not talking, and there are true stories. There are, see, when true stories are published, that's where
Huh.
people immediately get relate to that.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. So, one is true stories, and there are many books on LGBTQ people coming out for like
yeah.
their sexuality. But again, we need to have such literature in the regional language so
Yes,
that
yeah, definitely. Yeah, there was one beautiful book written by a friend of mine. Now he is no more. I promoted that book, Fari Ghar Taraf. It
okay,
was a book. Yeah, it was this gentleman happened to be from Rajpipla. His grandfather was the father was a freedom fighter in the during the British rule. And he wrote this book. In fact, I did the proofreading for his book before it was published, and then I had helped him launch that book also in Baroda. And it was about
You
a
have
gay
been launched.
boy, how he comes out to his parent, his mom, and how initially he's not accepted and then he's accepted. Very beautifully written book in Gujarati language. So definitely vernacular medium, because again I'm coming back to the our culture. Why should we write books only in English? Yeah, of course the British came us and introduced a common language for all of us. But we can't forget that India has got 26 official languages or even more. You know, so we can have books in Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi. So many languages are there. Why not?
Yes, yes. With this, it reminds me that I'm from Saurashtra. My native is Jamnagar, so we are called Kathiawadis. Okay, and we speak Gujarati, but there is a certain accent of Gujarati that we speak. So whenever I used to apply for job after completing my MBA, I was literally asked that question that does your English have that Kathiawadi accent? Then we cannot appoint you.
Oh, is
So
it? Okay.
yeah, again a discrimination, right? You face
Discrimination,
some other
definitely.
discrimination. Yeah. Of course, I cannot forget my Kathiawadi words or my Kathiawadi language. I do speak English, but that doesn't mean that, totally I'll forget that
Yeah,
language,
yeah.
my
You
language.
cannot you cannot forget your root. Yeah, Kosha, just reminding you 3 minutes left. So whatever you need to ask, you can ask fast.
No, sir, this won't end by itself. If you have time, we
Oh,
can go on.
no, no, I have time. But I was
You have
thinking the
time?
Instagram ends at in 1 hour. That's why I thought, let
नहीं
me
नहीं, वो
cut it
बंद
short.
नहीं हो जाएगी. नहीं नहीं.
अच्छा, अच्छा, ठीक है.
Okay.
Continue then. Yeah. Hmm.
We have one question, like my husband who is viewing us right now. He has asked that have you faced any threat from the people who oppose LGBT community in the name of culture?
Definitely, lot of threat I have faced. The worst, as I tell people, you can get a house, you can get a home, but you cannot get a life. And I received death threats. Let me very openly talk about it now that we are talking about threats which we have received. And life threat to life is the worst threat, you know, to come. So
Of
I was
course.
being cautious at every moment of my life that. Like, because I want to live, but then now if somebody wants to kill me, so then fine. I mean, my kill my getting dead, becoming dead, the movement is not going to stop. Our LGBT movement rather would have become even stronger. But I want to
Yeah.
narrate this incident that this topic has come out, that I actually met my assassin.
Oh.
I actually met my assassin. Yeah, I met the guy who wanted to kill me. And why he came to
Oh.
me was that he was feeling guilty that he was
Oh.
hired to kill me, and he wanted me to apologize him. And I did that. I pardoned him. I said, it's not your fault. You are doing your job. You were hired to kill me. So you were doing your job. It didn't happen. It flopped out. So, and you feel that you are guilty and you're accepting your fault, and that itself is the reason why I wish to pardon you.
Hmm.
So, Prince,
Okay.
why don't you keep a gun? Yeah, thank you for that suggestion. My gun is already with me. I have a security by the divine, and the divine is protecting me and helping me. So I feel very safe and secure. But thanks for that suggestion. But anyway, now
Wonderful.
that my former assassin, I call him former assassin because he's no longer my assassin. He has become my ally. he
Hmm.
is he is going around and helping me get acceptance and support. So you
Wow.
can imagine, a person who wanted to kill me has become a
Yeah.
total circle has gone round. So
Correct.
therefore
Correct.
I have coined one word called homophobia in transition.
Hmm.
A homophobic person can also transit and become ally. It is possible.
So it's
So
like a boomerang, right? A person who wanted to kill you, usko to kaisa lag raha hoga? Who appointed that person? That shit, what happened? The boomerang which I throw, it got hit back to me.
it hit back,
That
yeah.
that person, yeah,
It backfired. But because, see,
backfire.
we should have the power of loving. That is important. Love can negate hatred.
Hmm.
So whenever people ask me that, when people hate you, what do you do? I said, I love my haters. मुझे कोई hatred, I get lot of homophobic remarks coming on Instagram and Facebook and all. You know what I do? I like that message and I send a reply. I send a big heart, a red heart, and I say I love you. You know, I say yeah, literally I send a love you message to all my haters and all my. I said the more you hate me, the more I'm going to love you. You know,
Wonderful.
so
Wonderful.
love is very powerful. Love can change a lot of hearts.
Yeah, love can change. Yes, it's very powerful if utilized properly.
Yes,
Hmm.
definitely.
Wonderful. Okay. Mhm. Like coming to this thing, that the threat one, I want to ask that have people approached you, whether they are from the same community, like whether they have approached you just because you are doing so much of work, you are from a royal family, you're rich and everything, so just they may or may not be gay, but they have approached you for some things and tried taking advantage of your status and everything. Has it ever
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, that's also happened. I mean, see, I have had two relationships in the past, and both my relationships were kind of disastrous ones because I came to know later on that they are not in love with me, but they are in love with my status or my reputation or my background. You know, so love. See, again, I'm coming back to your first question, which you asked me that what love is.
Love me.
Love is unconditional. Love is is selfless. Love is not something which you can go to the market and say, "Hey, give me 1 kilo of love or 1 gallon of love." You know, it should come naturally to you. You may be the richest person in the world, but you cannot buy love. You know,
Correct.
so
Correct.
the people have taken advantage of that, no doubt about it. I have learned my lessons also, that where I need to be careful not to get taken a ride or get exploited by the people who are like wanting to be close to me, not because of any other reason, but because of their own selfish reasons.
Hmm. Hmm. Correct. Yeah, you learn lessons. Okay, that's how life goes. Every experience teaches you something.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you would like to read the comments? There are so many comments for you.
Yeah, Nina Singh, and then you found Andre, a blessed spiritual soul. Yeah, that's what I say. See, when you have faith in the higher reality, and you work with commitment and dedication and devotion, then you do get your results. You know,
Correct.
yeah, it is said better late than never. So I have been blessed. You know, I'm been truly blessed because I live with full faith and conviction. And Purnima is here. Of course, Purnima, you are my most dearest sister from all the way from China. You have joined in. I'm sure it must be date in China, but yeah, but
Yeah, but please do that. Correct.
yeah, yeah. So there are. See,
Wonderful.
I've been blessed. I've got such good friends. I've got such good contacts, uh, and people just come into my life. I mean, strangers come into my life, and they come like angels, and they help me. They have, so I think I'm a very blessed person.
Wonderful. May you be blessed forever.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you.
So, sir, what other phrases have you heard, like often uttered so-called innocently, that are offensive to LGBTQ people? Like, that's so gay about you, or I don't care about a person's sexual preference, or something. Which other phrases have you heard, or someone whom you know real breakthroughs, some huge breakthroughs, if you can narrate something on that part, because you have been working closely with so many people since so many years.
So do you mean like what derogatory terms or remarks
Yeah.
we've heard? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of misconceptions about us. Plenty of them. I
Hmm.
mean, most a lot of us think that we are pedophiles. You know, we kidnap children and convert them. Then they think another. Yeah, that's a fact. My own sister, she used to think that. You know,
Sorry.
when I was like, she went to the school and she informed the parent teachers association that beware of these people who are here around our area because they convert
Oh,
children. And then who educated my sister? My own nephew and niece. Her own children educated the mother, and told her
Oh,
mom that no, our mamu, our uncle is not what you think, you know. So the lot of now youth generation is much more aware than the senior citizens. So
correct,
they are
correct.
the older generation, and they definitely they kind of know much more than what today's generation knows. So that kind of education has come in. Then a lot of them think we are important. I had a doctor come to me and say that he's a medical doctor, highly educated doctor, but he came and told me that I thought till the time I met you, I thought that all gays are important. He never knew
Oh,
that. See, so it is not education which helps you. That's why I have also coined a word borrowed from my sister and friend Lakshmi Narayan Tripathi: educated illiterate. You may be highly educated, but you are illiterate when it comes to issues on us. And that is one of the tasks which I'm trying to do, is create educated literacy.
literacy. Oh, another term, educative literacy. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice one.
You learn two words today: homophobic in transition and educated illiteracy.
Educating. Correct. I even learned about penguins and cows, which will
Ah,
be
yeah,
my
penguins and cows.
strongest point.
Yes, 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 yes.
My strongest takeaway today. Cows can be holy cows if they can be homosexual. This is very normal for human
Yeah.
beings. Okay. Mm,
And
okay. So
another misconception is they always confuse gays and transgenders together. My own mother,
yeah.
she told me, okay, if you think you're gay, then go and join the hijras. I said, no, mother, I don't wish to join the hijra community because I'm not a hijra. I identify myself as gay, but most of them think, being gay and hijra is the same thing.
So sexual preference and sexual orientation. I guess people confuse between these
Confused.
two.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so instead of gender equality, we should be teaching gender neutrality to our students or children, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely, we need to teach gender neutrality because
Gender
some
neutral.
of the schools have already started. They have gender neutral toilets now. So where, like, yeah, I was visiting some institutions in America. There's no toilet that this is for boys and this is for girls. There are gender neutral toilets. Anyone, you may be a boy, you may be a girl, you may be a transgender, you may be anyone. You can visit that toilet. You know.
Okay, so there is a lot of difference between gay, lesbian, transgender. Everything is very
My
different. And
godson Anand Chandrani has joined from Nagpur. He calls me
Godson.
mom. He calls me mom, and I
Oh,
like I am a proud mother of his proud son. He's a wonderful activist. He has done a lot to change mindsets. He organizes Pride in Nagpur, and I must tell you, that's one of the best prides I've attended in India, where the BJP MLA, the MLA from the BJP party has flagged off that pride. Just
wow,
imagine so much
wow.
of support he gets. In his pride consists of so many students, parents, allies, doctors. Is very unique pride. We think that pride should be only LGBT, but no, his pride is more of people who are not from the LGBT and yet they support us. So I'm very
Wonderful,
proud of him.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So sweet, and thank you for joining. It's really an honor to have you listen to this conversation. Of course, you may be you call him mom, but yeah, it's very proud for me that you attended my show. Thank you. Okay, so talking about this Pride, when was India? When did India have its first Pride parade?
India, I think, had Kolkata. I am not, I can't remember, but somewhere in 1997 or something, Kolkata had its first Pride, which was only, how many people came for that Pride? Can you guess? Seven,
Uh,
7 or 8. There were only a bunch. Only 8 people walked the streets of Kolkata, and that is how the Pride movement started in India with Kolkata Pride. And then now we have Mumbai, where we have 15,000 people in that pride. But
right.
let me now that the pride topic has come out, let me tell you that I have visited so many prides all over the world. Indian prides have been the safest. I
Hmm.
will tell you. I have
Safest.
not safest, yeah, most secure and most safe pride where police also cooperates. Police, in fact, walks with the rainbow flags. you know. Yeah, first was Calcutta. Thanks, Anand, for pointing it out. So,
Hmm.
you know what? Me and my husband, we almost got assassinated in Mauritius, in the Mauritius Pride. People wanted to kill us. And in San Francisco, there were protesters. They were in Los Angeles. There was a bomb planted. In Sweden, there was a protest happened. So I think India, we have never had any issue with Pride. But
Okay.
all over the country, world I have visited, there have been lot of issues, lot of protests, people wanting to kill you, people wanted to plant bombs on the way. So people say that, oh, India is this, India is that. I said no, India is very safe. There is a saying in English, grass is greener on other side of the fence. But you have
Correct.
to go and see the grass first, then other side, and then decide which is greener, whether the grass is greener here or there.
Greener and softer, both.
Yeah, our
The
grass is
smooth.
much more better than other grass, I would say.
Correct, correct. So, talking about all these threats, do people have this misconception that transgenders, or I mean, sorry, LGBTQ community spreads AIDS? Because even you are brand ambassador of this AIDS organization, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
largest one.
Yeah, that was, see, when first epidemic started in 1980s, early 1980s, it was not called AIDS. It was called GRID, GRID, GRID. GRID means
Great.
gay related.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called GRID. It was gay related immunity disorder.
Oh,
It was called it was because they thought only gays can spread it, nobody else can spread. Then afterwards they came to know that no, it is like it would be something like if suppose now COVID has come and they'll think, oh, only gays can spread COVID, you know. It is something like that. Like now they are making this allegation. Now there's a new thing which has come in Canada and America called monkeypox, and
hmm.
they are thinking that they are saying that only gays can spread monkeypox, you know.
Come
So,
on.
but it is not true, you know. It can be spread by anyone, you know. So we have to work on changing the people's mindsets and breaking the misconceptions.
So, in this community, there might be lot of cases for mental health also,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
apart from the
definitely.
outer factor.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
so do you work? Do you like have you taken any measures, or do you work
yes.
on that side?
I'm myself a trained counselor. I was trained by Hamsafar Trust in 1990s as a counselor for issues specially dedicated towards the LGBT community. And we also conducted a study on mental health study in Gujarat with the help of the government psychiatric association medical college, where that study we found out that a lot of depression, suicidal attempts, schizophrenia has been found in the community. And who is to be blamed? The society. Because
Society, of course.
we are always subject to stigma and discrimination for no fault of ours. So it is the society who is to be blamed for our mental health issues. So it's very important. We need, in fact, now we are concentrating more on mental health issues than other issues because you can have mental health issues in anyone, you know, not just in us. I mean, even the
Yeah,
heterosexual
normal
people
people
face,
also.
yeah, everyone
Yes,
face that
yeah.
the issue. So this is a very important issue because it can take people's lives. So we need to work on that.
Okay, wonderful. So,
Kosha, how
it's
many minutes do we have? Because my battery is very low. If you are going to continue, you will need to give me a break to get my power bank to charge it. Are we going
uh,
to talk
last
for another?
3 4 questions more.
Okay, I think I need to. Can you give me some time? I'll just
Yeah,
get my power bank. I
yeah.
don't want the.
Meanwhile, I'll
Okay, yeah, you
interact
can.
with the audience.
Yeah, you can talk
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Yeah, someone is saying love is unconditional. Definitely, love should be unconditional. Otherwise, it's not love, it's business. And you are a gem. Of course, I think you're talking about Manvendra Singh. Yes, he is a gem of a person, very humble, very down to earth. Yes, boomerang effect. Yeah. Nina, thank you for so many comments and thank you for making us meet. Like first time I met Manvendra Singh because with you at one function at Ahmedabad. So thank you. Yeah. Such
Okay,
an
I'm back.
energetic. Yeah, you're back. So I'll
Yeah,
also be back.
now my
Okay.
power bank has started. So now I
Right.
don't know.
Thank you for doing this. I hope you are not getting bored, and I hope I'm not crossing some line for
No, no,
you.
no. I'm
While
enjoying.
asking questions.
I'm enjoying talking to you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, I was supposed to. What were we talking? I'm sorry. We were
Uh,
talking about
we were talking
uh,
about stereotypes and
yeah,
how do we
mental
break
health.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, mental health issues. So, normal people, even if they have mental health issues, it is a taboo. So, it's
Okay,
very nice that you.
Kosha, before you proceed, I want to correct you. Uh, when you said normal people, then we are also normal.
Yeah.
We are,
So,
yeah, we are not
heterosexual.
abnormal.
Okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
sorry.
so what you could use the word is like maybe you can say straight people or
Hmm.
heterosexual people, instead of
Heterosexual.
using the
Yeah.
word normal. So then that
Yeah.
way you are not at you're not wrong. Yeah,
Correct.
or you can say
I'm sorry
cisgender.
for that.
This person has mentioned cisgender heterosexual. So there's a word called
Yeah.
cisgender means or cis man male cis female. So those who so that makes it different than yeah. My son
Yeah.
is also pointed out we are also normal, ma'am. So yeah, so that's just a correction.
Yeah. Apologies
Uh,
for that.
yeah,
Apologies.
no, not
Yeah.
an issue. Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
so see, straight people, cisgender also face the same issues in the society.
Exactly.
So we need to address all because it's very important. One sec, I'll just close the door because I may be disturbing somebody. One sec, just continue the conversation. Yeah, so we need to work with counselors. See, many times people take their lives because there's nobody to listen to them. As I mean, you may be a grown-up man. I mean, we know so many stories. That recent Sushant Singh case also was there. Had he had a counselor, maybe he wouldn't have taken his life. If there's many
Correct.
times we have some problems, we don't know whom to talk to. There's nobody to listen. You need to be a good listener. You need to have a friend or somebody with whom you can trust, whom you can pour out your heart, pour out your emotions, and listen to your problems. That way you will be able to not get succumbed to suicides, and your mental health issues could be reduced. That's
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. Now we talk about this community project which you are developing for this like financial and empowerment and overall social empowerment of this community.
Yeah,
Can
so
you talk about it?
yeah, definitely. So the what I have started is Aruna has joined. Aruna is such a good person. I would say she's such a good human being, human soul. She has helped change so many lives of parents. She's a founding member of Svikar, which is a Rainbow Parents Association, which is comprising of parents who have accepted their children. She has gone. I don't have words for Haruna. She's such a beautiful soul. She has helped out so many parents accept their children, and now those children are also found boyfriends, girlfriends. They kind of they're living together
Partner.
as same-sex couples, and I was even honored to have given her an award also once. So
Got
thanks,
it.
Aruna, for joining in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was I saying?
Community project. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Community
so you
project.
see, people like Aruna are who are there today, and because of people like Aruna, I have strong faith in changing people's lives because I rescue so many people from the community who are thrown out from homes because of their parents, because parents don't understand them, and then they are there on the roads, they are homeless, they are undergoing depression, all sorts of problems in their lives. And then I rescue them, I give them space, I try to give them job opportunities, livelihood, that so that they are on their own feet, and they are able to face the homophobic world with confidence. That is important. See, homophobia is going to be there. We cannot eliminate it. But you need to have the courage to and confidence to face the homophobic world. So that kind of a training is something which I give to the individuals. We have a transgender shelter home also, which was the first one to start in India by Lakshya in Baroda. It was inaugurated by the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. So we need this kind. Why we need this? See, no, we should come to a stage where we should not need a shelter home. Why do we need shelter home? But we need the shelter
Because
home because the societies are not
yeah.
society is not ready to accept us. That is the reason we need these shelter homes, and that's why we need to empower the community. Financial empowerment is important. We need to be financially independent. You need to give social empowerment, so that we have a social support system for them when in the, because we are so used to living with parents, depending on them for food and shelter, that once you're homeless, you are nowhere. You don't know what to do, where to go. So it's very important. Just before I came to USA, Aruna helped one boy in Baroda, or rather Surat, to come out to his mother. So now she has accepted him. He's happy. He feels relieved that now, So otherwise, if suppose if Aruna would not have intervened today, that boy would have been out of the home. You know. So
Agreed.
we need people like her. We need allies like her to help us mainstream our issues.
So I guess this is your personal experience too from your parents, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong.
exactly. I was also thrown out from home. I mean, that time Aruna was not there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have taken her help to talk to my parents. But thankfully, my father, who was extremely homophobic towards me, have thrown out, had disowned me from the royal family, disinherited me from the ancestral property. He himself, he gave an interview in the Times of India and said that he regretted taking this action against me. And he also said that he did this because he was instigated by the conservative society of India to take a step
Correct.
against me. And today,
Correct. Correct.
he has gifted me this 15 acres of the royal establishment where I'm developing a LGBT community campus. And he was the one who even laid the foundation stone of that. So see, again,
Wow.
I'm using the same word,
Again a boomerang.
homophobic in transition. So he
Hmm.
has become a strong ally, and when now he's the Maharaja of Rajpipla and he supports me, then who are the other people not to support me? You know.
Hmm.
So he himself has been a great influencer, and he supports me. He gives interviews on camera and tells other people that please support my son.
Wow. So it's like, generally जब intercaste marriages होते हैं, parents, because of the pressure of the society, deny
Yeah,
it. And later
exactly.
something happens and they may or may not accept it. But this
Yeah.
is more an upper version of it that
और
they,
मैं
because of the
हाँ,
pressure.
मैंने ये भी देखा है कि जब पेरेंट्स उनको घर से बाहर निकालते हैं, क्योंकि उनको उनका वो इमोशन उस वक्त ऐसा होता है कि उनको कुछ दूसरा कोई सोचता नहीं है, लेकिन वही
Hmm.
पेरेंट्स है जो जब उनके बच्चों में कुछ वैल्यू देखते हैं, दे आर द सेम पेरेंट्स विच विल ब्रिंग देम बैक. मैंने ऐसा देखा है मेरी आंखों से. देयर दिस ट्रांस पर्सन हु लिव्स विद मी, their parents were extremely transphobic towards her, and now today she has come to a stage where she is earning her living, she's doing something in life, so now they're proud of her. They abhi, her father is in New York, US. She came on the stage and he openly talked about the daughter being trans, and said that I'm very
Trans.
proud of my daughter. you know so we need people to change
Yeah.
mindsets, change
So
lives.
if they have some support, imagine how easy it would be for them.
Exactly.
That the mentally, physically, every way, how easy it would be for them if they have little support from someone. So first
Yes,
should be, of course, parents, and then people like you all who do lot many things for this community. Yes, someone
definitely.
asked me that they want to join the live video, but I am so sorry. This is not the format of my show where I allow. You can please ask question in the comment section. I'm sure we both will read it and answer it. But joining the live is not the format of my show. I'm so sorry for it. Yeah. Okay. Any books have you come across which you may have read or you recommend? Even the fictional ones, not only like LGBT written by
Hmm.
LGBTQ authors or about LGBTQ characters. So more I see is in the genre of science and fantasy that we have this LGBTQ characters, and even in this romance section, I see many of the foreign authors. No, I don't see Indian authors, but many of the foreign authors writing about LGBTQ romance. Of course, it is fiction book, but they do pop in lot many characters. So, have you read any such book, or would you recommend any such book?
Kosha, I'll be very honest with you. I have I call it a good habit or bad habit, but I am not into reading books at all. So
Okay.
I'm being very honest with you. In fact, Purnima's book was one of the only books which I think I read completely. But if you tell me to read a book, if I start reading a first chapter, I'll go to sleep. So I'm not a good person when it comes to reading. Listening music and all that, I have no problem. But yeah, having said that, I have launched a few books. Like one book I had launched by one Professor Raj Rao from Pune, Hostel number something 103 or something. It talked about how this boy who is in the hostel and he's gay, and then the issues which he's facing in the as living as a hostel life and all. So that's a worth read. I would suggest if people want to know more about homosexuality and mythology, they should read the Devdutt Patnaik's books.
David Patnaik.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Devdutt is a very good friend of mine, and
He
yeah,
really writes.
he
Oh,
writes
nice.
well, and he also speaks well. In
Amazing.
fact, yeah, we traveled to Hong Kong together, and first time when I went to Hong Kong, Devdutt was with me, and he's a very good orator, very good writer. So one should read his books. That is where they are
Yeah,
very informative.
mythology. He writes
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah,
mythology
yeah.
books. Yeah, even his show comes like where he narrates
Uh,
mythological stories in a
yeah.
very different forms.
Even on
Yeah,
Instagram, many times when I see him live,
yeah,
I join
Instagram.
him on Instagram live also. Yeah, so that he's a
Yeah,
good author, and it's a good read for
correct,
him.
correct, correct. He writes about, yeah.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Yeah, so even I don't find anything that one people should explore this LGBTQ books written like which has those characters and even written by
Yeah, see,
LGBTQ authors.
Anand has put. So now growing up in gay, some book by Vivek Tejuja. Yeah, that is something which he recommends.
Okay. Yes, so there are many foreign authors also you should get into one should get into if you are into reading one should read such books and they are really good.
Yeah.
When even if you LGBTQ romance genre they are really good. They're really
Hmm.
good. Yeah. So yeah, one should read it. Okay. Anything else, sir, you would like to tell our viewers, like how can we contribute to the society to make this LGBTQ community more smooth environment where they can grow, strive in every manner? So, what message or how we can help? How
you you are
any
you
means,
you you are the
any
people on
means.
with which I have maximum hope. Without y'all, I can't do anything. You are, and that's why I always say that allies are those who are not from the community and yet they openly want to support us. I
Get
think
to
we need allies. We need allies because you will help us mainstream our issues in the society. So the what we want you to do is just talk. It's very simple. Break the silence, talk. The Anand has come up with another one. No Man's Land by Bindu Madhav Khire. Yeah, Bindu Madhav is again a good friend of mine from Pune. So see now, you're getting so many books coming out now. So yeah, so just talk. We need to break the silence. The more you talk, the more you will be vocal. Doesn't matter if you get homophobic remarks. You learn from homophobia also. I learned from a lot of homophobic people how to deal with them. So and keep holding these kind of talks which you are having on Instagram. Call Anand, call Aruna. People like them. I'm
I
sure
would
they'll
love
be
to.
happy to come and join you on Instagram and talk to them. Share, tell them to share their personal stories. Those things are very impactful, and that's
They're
how
coming out stories.
you can make change happen just by listening to somebody's story.
Hmm.
So I think you people can be the best help what we can expect.
Okay, there's some comment. Do tell how to deal with them. Deal with what?
Yeah, that's what I also don't know deal with whom.
Okay, deal with
Maybe.
whom? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think that I mean, like today you organized this. I'm sure it must have so many people have got to learn so many things. I mean, you yourself got to know so many things.
oh,
You know,
yes, I
yeah.
myself got
So
to
that's
learn
what.
so
So
many things.
every part of your journey is a learning. I always think I still don't know so many things about homosexuality. I'm also learning every day something. So
Seriously.
oh yeah, homophobic transport. Yeah, how to deal with them? As I think I mentioned that if somebody makes any homophobic comment towards me, I tell them I love you. I love you so much. Send them a heart. Believe me, I was just now today I was reading all the hate messages which came to me, and I sent them love you message. You know what I'm getting back in reply? I love you too.
Oh, we love you too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Love is very powerful. It can
Hmm.
change hatred. You know what I tell a lot of people when I tell people when I've been told that please give us some closing remarks, and I was going to do that for you, but I don't mind sharing that. Love yourself. If
Hmm.
you love yourself, you will be able
Hmm.
to love so many people. You will be able to spread love. You will be able to reduce hatred, reduce phobia. Believe me, it works if
It
if you
works.
love yourself.
Correct.
If you,
I
I look
can't
I,
love
I look
myself.
myself. I call myself a narcissist. I look at myself in the mirror. Even just now when I'm talking to you, I'm looking more at myself and then looking at you because I think I am such a beautiful man. so so I love myself, and that's why I'm able to
Nice.
spread so much of love. And
Hmm.
that's how you will reduce hatred in the society. Just loving
Correct.
yourself.
Correct. Empty heart or empty soul cannot spread anything. So if I can't love myself, how can I love someone else?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, self acceptance and self love should not be considered selfish. It should be considered a basic necessity of a human being.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So anything we left out which you would like to share something before we wind up this session?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to just tell people who are listening to me that don't be judgmental. Don't base your judgments or opinions based on what you think is right or wrong. Put yourself in the place of that other person. Uh, Put yourself in the person's shoes to realize what the struggles he or she or they have gone through. Then you will realize uh, whether your opinion is correct or wrong, and that applies to anyone. It's not just for the LGBT population. I mean, many people have got so many misconceptions about many things. Like for example, when I was growing up, I was literally scared of hijras.
Oh,
I was literally scared of hijras. And then and now I'm working for their empowerment
or
because I
their
put
part.
myself in their shoes and try to understand their problems, their challenges, and then you are able to see. We don't need sympathy, we need empathy.
Mm.
That's important. So we need empathy, and we need you to understand our issues, understand our problems, what struggles we are going through. Then it will be easier for you to understand and accept us the way we are.
So even empathy should be taught at school through actions. That's what
Everything,
I
see,
feel.
Kosha, everything boils down to education. you know Everything today
Mm.
boils down to education, and that's why. And when people ask me what is your hope about India, I said I see a very bright future in India because of our students. Our students of today are very curious, very much aware about
Yeah.
what we are. And I get so many invitations coming from schools, colleges, universities. I was interviewed by a 14-year-old girl in the pandemic. Can you imagine? 14-year-old
Wow.
girl. And I asked her, do your parents know about it? And she gave the phone to her mom. I'm calling from my mother's cell, and the mother is telling me, sir, we are just waiting for you to give the green signal. We want to come and interview you. We want to come there. And the whole family
Really?
came to Rajpipla: the mother, father, the 14-year-old girl, the 10-year-old boy, and the cameraman.
Uh-huh.
And for 1.5 hours she interviewed me on camera. She got a cameraman also. And
Wow.
such sensible questions she had asked me. She had done complete research homework before coming. And I think some of the questions were so sensible, much more sensible than our journalists also.
Oh,
Than the journalists are. And
oh.
they recorded the whole interview, and even I was interviewed by a 15-year-old boy. So imagine
So sweet.
these youngsters, these youth of today are so much interested in our issues.
Powerful.
And therefore I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
I have a because you never know, one of these students might grow up and become the prime minister of India.
Hmm?
Anyone
Yeah.
can become a president of the country. Somebody can
Yeah.
become chief justice of the Supreme Court. You never know. But you have to start now. You have to work toward the root cause of the problem, and that is education. and and therefore I expect a very bright future of India, because when these children grow up, they will be more aware, informed citizens of our country. And when these children become parents, and their children come out to them as say, "Mom, I'm gay," they will hug that son and say, "I
Yeah.
accept you the way you are because I love you." And that is what I want. That
I
is what
had
I.
my wonderful. Yeah, so the generation Z, which we call Gen Z, which we call them, they are very much mature than we think, and they know a lot, and they've got good exposure. So definitely, we have a very bright future. And
Yes.
I'll mention one guy over here who studied, who is my neighbor since
Hmm.
childhood, and who studied throughout. Like we went to the same college, but he was bullied a lot for being gay. Okay, and now he is at a, I cannot take his name, but he is his parents accepted. He survived that bullying, and like bullying, very worst kind of bullying. They used to take him to the washroom and
Hmm.
ask him to yeah, every kind of thing. So now he is at a very good company working, and he has come when this bill was passed, 377 was passed. He came out open in the newspaper saying that now I can marry the choice of my partner, wearing the lenga,
Hmm.
wearing my choice lenga. So he wanted to be a bride, and he works for the he walks on the fashion shows as a showstopper and everything. So he is doing such remarkable job. He is judging our shows, obviously dressed in the girl's attire, female attire. He calls himself a female. So and his manners, everything, like he has so much of feminism and softness and love in his heart. I really cannot take his name because I had not asked him. I've not asked him before, but really he survived all through, and he has come out open and is doing so well today.
Please tell him or her or them that I'm extremely proud, and my best
Yeah,
wishes to that person. Yeah.
yeah,
Please
I'll definitely
yeah,
pass
yeah,
that
convey
message.
that message. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, sir, it was really an honor, and sorry for my one mistake speaking that normal
No
people.
worries.
It
See,
was really not an intention.
Kosha, we are humans. We are humans. If we don't make mistake, then who will make? But we also have to learn from our mistakes and correct ourselves. That is in our hand.
Yeah. Yes, that was very humble of you to, yeah, forgive me. And thank you for joining. And it was really a pleasure talking to you, meeting you at Ahmedabad. And next, whenever you visit Ahmedabad, I'm looking forward to meeting you. I'm sure
Definitely,
many of
definitely.
them might be
I
looking.
look forward as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
having me here, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you everyone for participating. And yeah, your Sunday evening, I hope it was good. Sunday evening, morning, whatever it was, I hope it was good. And thank you for enjoying the conversation. Yeah, so next we'll come back with some authors in the romance genre next series. And thank you for joining me today. Have a good Sunday evening. I guess it's raining outside at Ahmedabad. So thank you so much once again. Bye bye. Take care.